your smarts and my...
He told me enough.
No, I.
Here's Chuck.
So, the news I hear this week makes me laugh. The most ludicrous news of movie announcements. I ironically hear, making bad sequels into a trilogy today is one thing, but suppose if a attempted sequel revival flops. Apparently now we're greenlighting sequels to those. Apparently we're doing that now. And I mean like a trilogy that was like ended in 2000s. Then the Wachowskis, Lana Wachowski stupidly tried to revive it. In 2021, doesn't perform well. But then suddenly years later, like almost like 2.5 years later, decide, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're still going to make a follow-up anyway. Another film. Just not with Wachowski directing, but someone else. And I mean as in, like, literally, if you see, like, this box set in the shelf gone, it's because last week they just announced a 5th Matrix movie. Yeah. I'm gonna Google this right now. As to what was announced. What I remember was that it was announced Lana Wachowski was not directing the movie. Someone else would be directing this one. But yeah. This is getting a 5th installment, so... Now, I'm gonna be honest here, guys. The sequel to this, this movie from 1999 came out. It got so much acclaim from people. It was a game changer for the action and a game changer for cinema, as in, like, little more, like, effects were used, like, more special effects, like, as in, like, more CGI camera work was then invented with this movie. Back then, it was, like, kind of more stop-motion practical effects before this came out. Like, this was a game changer for the action genre. Like, this is easily my favorite movie in 1999. It's one of my favorite Keanu Reeves films of all time. I absolutely love everything about this movie. An absolute sci-fi masterpiece. And easily the Wachowskis' best work. And then, of course, because it was successful, they decided to make 2 back-to-back sequels and make it a trilogy. Now, like, the thing is that I love the sequels. However, just about everyone who loved the first film did not. And they thought that just about almost everyone who loves the first one thinks they're garbage. And I highly disagree with that. Because personally, I've seen way worse sequels. I've seen far more insulting sequels. Like I would watch any of these 2 sequels, as in these 2 movies. I'll watch these over The Last Jedi, these over Scream 6, these over Clerks 3, these over Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection, or any Alien movie after Aliens, like Ninja Turtles 3, RoboCop 3. I think those are fucking worse. Or hell, watch this over Triple X State of the Union, watch them over Speed 2, Cruise Control, or Speed 2 Shit Control. Yeah, but now on to my thoughts on each of the sequels. Now, they're not as good as the first film, don't get me wrong, but we have this movie. This has the best action of the trilogy right here. Like, you got the whole Smiths fight, you got the whole highway chase scene, and, like, And yeah, you easily have some bit more characterization, even have a bit more characterization here. Like here, Trinity even gets more to do in this one. In this one, even a lot. And you kind of do get to see Zion for the first time here, because we never got to see Zion in the first film, but now we actually get to see Zion in this movie. And yeah, you get to see more of the people that were freed from the Matrix in that one. And honestly, yeah, I think it's a pretty good middle installment, even if it was not as good as the first one. But yeah, honestly, I think people were probably clearly badly expecting another Star Wars with these movies, even though trying to be the original Star Wars trilogy is impossible to do. Because you can't top that trilogy. You can't top the first film, guys. Topping the first one would be borderline impossible. I'm surprised people thought these would top the first film. Like, even if I was, like, around this age when these sequels were announced, and, like, I heard, like, they were going to make sequels and people were overly excited for them, expecting, like, they were going to have another masterpiece trilogy in cinema, I'm like, the first one can't really be topped. I'm excited, but I'm not going to have my hopes all up. So that's why I still think they're good, is because, like, I'm not a guy who gets all his hopes up over a movie and doesn't just try to think it's going to be one of the best things that comes out. I've especially learned that lesson with The Last Jedi. Before I started YouTube, I got overexcited for The Last Jedi. We all know how shitty-ass fuck movie turned out. And then you have, like, and also the fact that these were released done back-to-back, and doing back-to-back isn't wrong, but the problem is, these two sequels were released in the same year, 6 months apart, and that just feels very rushed. Like, I think they should have, because that brings us into this movie. Now, this movie's also still good. I don't think this is one of the most despised sequels of all time. Personally, I don't think it should have gotten a fuck this movie from Cody Leach in his review. One of the few fuck this movies I highly disagree with. I don't think this deserves to be called one of the worst sequels to ever exist at all, and I don't think it's the worst way to end a franchise, because once again, I've seen worse ways to end franchises. Like, personally, Game of Thrones was a worse finale than this. The finale of Seinfeld was fucking worse than this. And, like, Seinfeld's one of my favorite shows. Like, seasons 1 to 7 were the best. Season 8 was honestly kind of bad and boring. Like, The Little Kicks was the only good episode out of that season, but season 8, it kind of started going downhill, so they probably just decided, okay, season 9 is going to be our last. I think our shtick's getting kind of a little not funny now and old now, so season 9 was going to be their last, but the thing is, they didn't even choose an actual close-off to end it, and said, hey, yeah, season 9, guess what? Jerry and George are going to finally get their series greenlit, but guess what? We're going to end with them end up having to emergency land a fictional town, and because they don't stop a crime, we're going to end the whole show with all 4 of their asses going to jail. Yeah, so fuck you for wasting 9 years of your life. Yeah, basically made the whole show pointless. Right there. So yeah, so what if they were bad people? Like, the thing is, in that episode, they were literally most of the witnesses were people that they encountered, but the thing is, some of the people they did some of the rude things to, they already got punished for in those episodes. Like, they've already got punished for some of this stuff. The rye bread, like, Jerry kind of already got punished for that, because once that got exposed, his parents had to leave their condo building, so I don't think the rye lady needed to come back. The soup Nazi, yeah, that guy could come back. Like, Elaine didn't really get punished for shutting down that guy's restaurant, but to be fair, the soup Nazi was not very professional or nice to his customers anyway. So I don't know how that should be a crime. His restaurant got shut down. It probably would have been shut down eventually. In real life, it would probably be shut down in today's world. But yeah, it just ends with the 4 basically being sentenced to 1 year, literally all because they didn't stop a crime. And it's called the Samaritan Law. So basically, the Samaritan Law in that episode worked was you had to literally help stop a crime if you see it. So what does that mean? Does it mean like you have to, what if it was a rape or like a terrorist crime? They require you to stop a rape and then you get raped and shot in return so that you don't be seen as a witness by the criminal, so the criminal can get away with this crime? They basically make you go get shot in that town? Yeah, sorry, but if it was something like that, I would not want to get involved. I'm not getting shot over that. But yeah, like, yeah, so yeah. But whatever, guys. So yeah, I'm just listening. Sorry, I went into a little too long there, but that's a much. I just think Seinfeld's finale was a worse finale than this. But now it comes to this movie. This movie, like, yeah, it's the weakest of the original trilogy, but it's still great because you still have plenty. And people are like, but there's no action in this movie. Yeah, there is. Maybe not in The Matrix, but there's still plenty of action here. Like in this movie, you had the Zion war fight with the machines. That's an action scene right there. That was an action sequence. And hell, like there's plenty of action in Revolutions. Lots. So how is it boring? Does it have problems? Yes. I think like Trinity did not need to die a second time, and I wish they didn't kill Neo off, but I'll take this one. I'll take this kill off because Neo and Trinity, like, unlike plenty of worse sequels today that do kill off legacy characters, Neo and Trinity's deaths weren't done pretentiously and pathetic. Neo and Trinity in this movie actually died doing shits. They actually died stopping the Zion War. So it works. And Neo actually dies saving the day. And plus, even if he gets a little screen time in this movie, he's still the main focus. It's still about him. It's not like their little screen time's like not done just to make way for new characters you don't care about. Like even the characters that most of the get focus as Zion residents, even they're not like pretentious assholes. Like some new legacy sequel characters are in their new franchises. But yeah. And also, the final fight scene with Neo and Smith in this movie is by far the best fight scene of The Matrix, of the whole trilogy. Yes, that's easily my favorite fight of the series, guys. Just love seeing Neo and Smith actually duel it in the rain and in the middle of the Matrix. Like, the Matrix is kind of glitching during this part. That's why it's all rainy right there. Yeah, it's a very great fight. And honestly, like, it's actually kind of a good ending if you do think about it. Because when you get this whole fight, no, like, the thing is, yeah, the Matrix ain't destroyed, but the thing is that in the original Matrix, humans weren't allowed to leave. In this one, they announced, what if these guys want to leave? Well, they'll be given the option to. So, yeah, people can either now leave, or they can either stay in the Matrix. Yeah, they can either leave the Matrix or they can choose to stay in the Matrix now. They actually get a choice. And the original Matrix didn't even have the sun, so guess what? Now these people, before they go join Zion, they now can see the sun, and they can now tell Zion all about the sun. Right there. So, in a way, like, the Matrix is just done much better now. The humans and machines are at peace with each other. The war actually kind of is over, and people think it's a bad ending, but it's really not if you think about it. It's like, I did kind of at first, but the more you think about it, it's like, if you do think about it a little more, it's actually really not a bad way to end this series. And, like, were people just expecting, like, the machines get destroyed, the Matrix gets destroyed? Did they just really want another Return of the Jedi? Were they just hoping they just copy Return of the Jedi again? And when RoboCop 3 pretty much tried to copy Return of the Jedi, and that movie was absolutely a big pile of shit to the franchise, not just being PG-13, but even if it were rated R, it would probably still be a crappy movie anyways. Even if it was rated R, it would probably still not be good. And it did not just suck because it was PG-13. It sucked for lots of reasons. Lots. That brings us to the fourth movie that wouldn't come out until 18 years after Revolutions. And you all know what that is? The Matrix Piss Erections, or Resurrections, the Matrix Piss Erections. So, at the time, because Keanu Reeves' career was reviving with the John Wick movies, Lana Wachowski probably saw all the success the John Wick movies were getting, and just lazily decided, oh, right, that I got enough dang, I was flopping with Jupiter Ascending, nobody liked that. What the hell am I going to do to keep my career going? Oh, wait, Keanu Reeves is getting success again with the new John Wick movies? Wait a minute, and John Wick 3 made so much money? Wait, I remember I made a trilogy with Keanu Reeves. They were called The Matrix. I'll make a fourth one to get my fans back. Yeah, like, what's the point of making a fourth one? I mean, Not just because I thought it ended on a good note, but if nobody liked Reloaded Revolutions, why would you make another one? If nobody liked the 2 sequels, why bother? No reason to make a 4th. For both those reasons. And honestly, calling it Resurrection, yeah, great idea. You remember Alien, after the sequel after Alien 3 was called Alien Resurrection, and that fucking sucked. So yeah, like, and this lesson is learned. Like, when I saw a trailer, and since I was regaining my, and since like I was very happy to see Keanu Reeves doing films again, I was like, maybe let's see how this goes. I was hoping it would be a decent time waster, decent action flick. Guess what, guys? I saw the movie in the theater, and it fucking sucked. Yeah, like, seriously, like, and the worst part is, like, Lucas Prime saw it before me, and I saw his review, and then he told me he saw it and he hated it, and then I got, oh no. Well, I gotta go, I already bought the ticket, I gotta go see it, can't cancel it now, can't refund this, so I had to go see the film, and yeah, both of us fucking hated it. Both. And we could see why Empire Fan Productions even said he was not excited for the 4th one. And get this, guys, Empire Fan also did not like Revolutions when he first saw it, but guess what, guys? After he had to sit through Resurrections, he actually now takes Revolutions as the finale. Like, that Resurrections gave him a better respect for Revolutions. And now he'll choose that as the end of the series. Like, yeah, it's crazy how, like, one bad sequel can actually make you appreciate something way more. Like, take this Disney Star Wars sequels. Fans were not liking them, and they didn't like the prequels before that release. Guess what, guys? Now fans actually admit the prequels are actually Star Wars. And now they have better respect for them. Same goes for Indiana Jones 5. Like, I mean, I still not a fan of it, but after the atrocious diarrhea of Disney we got last summer, I would actually slightly like it a little better now. I don't despise it. I don't really never overly despised it, but I just didn't really like it. And I like it a bit more after that horrible 5th one. Because in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, like, yeah, the alien stayed stupid, but he was still Indiana Jones in that movie. It still acted like an Indiana Jones film. Then you have, like, and then back to The Matrix 4. The Matrix 4, all that was, literally just feels like a fan-made Warner Brothers project that just frozen clips from the first 3 movies, because, hey, remember all 3 of these movies? We're going to throw clips from all 3 of those movies again. And you want to know how Neo and Trinity get revived? The most pathetic bullshit way ever. Because, like, apparently you find out Neil Patrick Harris is the villain of the film, and he secretly had the machines actually torture the shit out of both of them, revive them, and put them back in the pods for 60 fucking years. And they remained there over batteries again, and they're now living worlds in the Matrix. Oh, and hey, guess what, guys? You remember some of the characters? They're back, but they're going to be played by different actors. I can't pronounce Morpheus' new actor's name, but he ain't no Lawrence Fishburne. I'm sorry, he just is not. And then, of course, get this, guys. You know Agent Smith? Guess what, guys? Somehow Agent Smith returns in this movie. Yeah, he does, except he's not played by Hugo Weaving. He's played by Jonathan Groff. And Jonathan Groff made Agent Smith a fucking joke. Because apparently now Smith somehow has an alliance with Neo, even though they're actually supposed to be nemesises and they never had an alliance to begin with. And, like, Smith's entrance in this movie is so laughably horrible. Because, like, when Smith regains his memories, he yells the Mr. Anderson catchphrase that he always sees when he sees Neo, except he doesn't say it calmly and perfectly or intimidatingly like Hugo Weaving does it. Literally, Jonathan Groff says it like, Mr. Anderson! And he just fucking yells it. Like, fucking yells it like a cartoon. Oh my god, like, yeah. Yeah, honestly, reviving Neo and Trinity just make their sacrifices pointless. Just set up as this fan-made Warner Brothers big-budgeted project. Bring them back for a shitty Warner Brothers project sucks ass. Is stupid. I mean, it's stupid. Yeah, Matrix Resurrection sucks. It's one of the films, like, get this, guys. This film was so bad that I left the theater. And when I got back, I literally just watched the rest of the ending on YouTube because people record movies in the theater, so I just watched the rest of the ending on YouTube. Because I didn't want to watch this boring piece of shit anymore. Like, that film was not only bad, it was fucking boring. People want to complain, Revolutions has no action, Resurrections has less. Like, almost zero. And when the action scenes happen in Resurrections, they're not engaging, they're just lazy, they just ran out of ideas, they just want to try to badly redo the first 3 movies again, or just redo the whole first movie's action, except it was done better, it had a much more cheaper budget, and it was done better in that movie. This movie, Resurrections, had a budget of $9 million. And you want to know something, guys? Like, and guess what, guys? When it released in theaters, it horribly bombed at the box office. Domestically, only $37 million, and worldwide, only $159 million. And the budget was $190 million. There you go. And apparently, Warner Bros. Think the pandemic and lockdowns made this movie bomb, and we had to release it on streaming as well. I don't think that was really the case. Get this, guys. Pandemic, no lockdowns, no Omicron variants, it would probably still bomb. Pandemic or no pandemic. And no streaming. Even if that happened, even if you had released this around the same time as John Wick 3, it probably would bomb regardless. It would probably still get bad reactions. Like, this was a movie nobody wanted. It was a cheap fan-made project with a water that wasted nearly $200 million and does not feel like a Matrix movie at all. So I don't think it would have made a profit regardless. But get this, guys. Even though this movie bombed, they just had to go confirm a 5th movie. Yeah, so I'm going to read the article now. A new Matrix movie was announced, and what do we apparently know? They announced the 5th Matrix movie last week. And this news comes, after Matrix Resurrections bombed at the box office, lost $230 million. Yeah. All we know is that it's going to be directed by Drew Goddard, not the Wachowskis. Drew Goddard, the director of Cabin in the Woods, guys, and co-wrote the 2015 film The Martian. Goddard will also produce a new Matrix movie with Sarah Esberg and Lana Wachowski, and along with Willie Wachowski, are driving this force in the Matrix franchise and be executive producer. And no other details have been announced because it's in its early days. That's all. But Jesse Eisenberg teased what was going to come. Like, apparently Drew came to Warner Bros. With an idea that would continue the Matrix world and honor what the Wachowskis began in 1999, based on his own love of the series and the characters. So basically, they're thrilled to be making this new Matrix film that nobody wants. Adding his vision to the canon the Wachowskis spent the century building out a studio. Apparently because, the Matrix films changed both cinema and life, and the Wachowskis apparently inspired him on this daily basis, and he was very happy to get to tell stories. There's no release date yet, and honestly, we're not sure if Keanu Reeves will come back, but since, John Wick 5 probably won't come out, or won't be coming out for a long-ass time, I wouldn't be surprised if he probably takes on this role. And Carrie-Anne Moss has, nothing else except for The Matrix. Nothing. So she'll probably come back for this. And PH also has nothing in today's world, so I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back for this. And I swear to God, if Jackass Pinkett comes back, that's going to be box office doom. More. Because Jackass Pinkett's reputation is over. Her reputation is... And honestly, I wish Will Smith would leave her. Yeah, so what's Matrix 5 going to be? Matrix Reloaded next? A 200 million fan-made project of Reloaded and Revolutions? Where Neo and Trinity die again, except they get actually shitty deaths, and their sacrifices feel woke and pretentious? That's what? That's what's going to be next, or because clearly people want to say Resurrections was a happy ending. No, it wasn't. It actually was a pretty shit ending with Neo and Trinity back, saying they're going to make the Matrix however they want. I wouldn't be surprised if that triggers another war. So technically, the Matrix is fucking doomed. So it's not a good ending, and people should stop calling it a good ending. Just like, I'll take the ending of this over Matrix Resurrections' ending. Because that ending felt more like a send-off. And people can bitch about that all they want. But it's true. So yeah, in the end, I'm going to stick with these 3 movies. And I'm so not going to watch this fan-made crap. Can't wait for a much cheaper version of Reloaded to be made. Because Resurrections was a cheap-ass version of the first film. Even though it has a bigger budget, it does not even feel bigger budgeted at all. And somehow it even has a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than Revolutions does. I think Resurrection should have that 35 more. The Resurrections deserves even a 0. But yeah, at least whatever. I'll have these 3 movies. I'll just stick with these 3 movies any day of the time. Because those I actually do enjoy watching. And I've never bought Resurrections and never will. That's why you don't see in the collection, because I'm not owning that shit in my house. Or my apartment. So yeah, Matrix 5, fuck this announcement. Fuck it. No interest. And I hope it gets cancelled, and I hope it bombs more and we don't see a 6. Till then, guys, that'll be it for this rant news. Thank y'all for watching. If you like this, want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone.